Hey, NASDOG. We get the best dope on the markets. I am your host, Alan Palmer. An old human floor locals. What are we going to do here? You know what? This is one I just said, uh-oh. This is in the crude oil here. Okay, so today is Monday here. Okay, we've got the war brewing over in the Middle East. 75.77 here, up 442. We were kind of contained here. Actually, the 74.95 here was kind of holding here. Let's look at something a little bit. Okay. Here you can see we're running some sevens here. I had that. Okay, so here you come. You back off here. Okay, come back down to the green. I'm just saying here, these are just trading levels here. We're going where we're going. Okay. And so this is crude oil. You know, this is going to get kind of, because remember, though, this is 67 here. This was that area, that gap here. They gave you one look. This is 10 bucks higher almost. Okay, and you can see this is kind of an important area here, you know. And up here, it's going to make things a lot more serious, okay? So Trump might have some problems here going forward. I mean, the situation is fluid. Okay, it's fluid, but we're up almost $4.50 in crude. Let's go look at gold here. I'll just make these fast. You know, and bonds. Actually, bonds. This is gold here. This is a weekly chart here. Okay, so while I do have some levels here, and while they did hold and provided bounces, we are coming back to this area here. Okay. Now, if, you know, and I was talking with a couple other traders, and it's under 39.50. If we stay under there, you know, this thing might be going a lot lower, you know. But in the meantime here, if you're looking to buy it against 4,000, okay, you just have to be flexible in your thought, because these markets are so big. The moves, you know, we did go up to, I don't know, the back months, just remember this, the back months had about a couple $100 worth of premium when we were up by the highs. So, for example, like this contract got up to 5,700. We never traded 5,700, but it's got the cost to carry in those contracts. Okay, so you know, if you're looking to be, you know, you're a technical analyst and you're studying, that's something to consider. Just a quick peek at silver, and you know what? I am going to be over the next week. Okay, there's going to be less videos here, so you know I'm not going anywhere here. Just have to step out for a little bit here. Here, these are a couple olive line buys here. Here, the orange. This was Sunday here. This is all intraday. What is this? This is like a 20-minute chart. Okay, here's where we started. We gap lower, came back. You know, just in case you missed it. Or the market needed that guy to be a seller, needed him filled to get on his team. And so we went down to the orange. We're playing around here. We've got some kind of trend line over here that's held 3 bars here. This is a short-term chart, and that's silver. You know what? Let's just jump over here to copper and finish up those 3 metals here. This morning we were up at 634. We were right up here because I was talking to a couple traders. I'm like, you know, copper's come out of this little bottleneck, okay, which just means sideways action, okay, where we're just kind of doing a bottleneck action, and it could go either way, you know. And we do this, but now did we just suck in some buying, and now all of a sudden we so that's copper. It's a picture of copper. Here, let's go right here. This is a dollar chart. Okay, this is a dollar chart. 101.08 here. We're in the 101 level here. Okay, so the dollar is getting stronger. Okay, these are bonds. Okay, and all you have to do is know this is 2022, and this is like a catfish in the water. Okay, this is because, you know, they're running the country off the cliff with a $39 trillion deficit, and, you know, bonds are going lower. But for those of us that toil in the bond market, this might be a possible area here, okay? You know, I went from, on June 4th here, from where put me down as positive on bonds. And then this day right here, when the Supreme Court made that a ruling, okay, that we have to take every scumbag in this country, in the world, and make them citizens, diluting everything, especially Christianity. So anyway, this is where we are now here. We're coming out the downside here. We're going to have a moment here in bonds here. So we'll see about this going forward. And the Humphrey Hawkins is coming out. I think it's tomorrow, but double check. It's not even that they want to know what his interest rates are going to be. They want his line of thought process, okay? And he wants to, this guy wants to keep it quiet like in the old days without all his forward guidance. Here's the notes here coming up with this Humphrey Hawkins. Here, these are larger term olives here. Okay, these are in 10 years. And then there's some other ones in here that are a little bit shorter term here. You could just take a glance, write them down. All right, let's go to the grains here. Okay, so 1205 here, all right? You got a chance to sell it here this time up, okay? We just missed it last week, came back down, tested trend lines, long-term trend lines. Okay. Can it be the high for the year? Possibly. Absolutely. Can't rule anything out here. If you're going to sell this, in my opinion, you'd have to come out over 1214. You know, and then we're stuck. Here's a red. There's a red up there at 1271. Yikes. There we go. Okay, 1205, 1271, 1293, long-term trend line coming down off something. We have these to contend with here, though. 1189, and then this one's around 72. That was hit last week. Okay, you know, just when you blast up and then you come back and, you know, you pick a level that you want to buy it. And this is a downward sloping trend line. You know, whether it played or not, here it was a low. So let's go look at corn here. Corn now, so we're up, but we're 10 cents off the highs in the beans. Here's D's corn. This is a long-term trend line right up here. Okay, this is like 20 years. I think this has got an 05 low in it or something like that. Here's another long-term trend line here. This hashed, and I thought there was one more. Anyway, on the upside, freeze the thing if you're looking for some trading pivots on the upside. Or on the downside, if you're, you know, I like the value down here, and at the same token, I don't know, you know, trade around some rallies here. These are pretty big markets here, and let's go to wheat here. Okay, this is a shot on wheat. Just pause that if you need some levels there on the upside. This time up, we get bigger. And listen, there's something that came out in wheat where people are talking like this could be really bullish wheat worldwide, okay? Worldwide, because wheat is a world commodity. Let's just go to here there's the crude up $5. Okay, bean oil riding the crude train up 240. It's a pretty big move. 7 times 4, 7, 14, 28. So we're up 240. So we're up just a little under 4% in a day, you know. So you had the old olive line sell to the green buy. Listen, if we come out of here, you can't rule out that you know, we do something. That old historic 1973 bull market in bean oil. Go back and check your charts. So and then let's go to meal here. Okay, so this was Meal Friday. I believe it was Friday the 10th. And this was last night. We got up to 321. Okay. You know, they're selling it here. This will be the way you'd look at it here. Let's do it daily. Okay. You get the surge. Okay. And then all of a sudden you got something like there. You got a monthly. And then sell it under that high. You know. It's just it's just a way to read the charts. You know, it depends what your trader profile is. So I think we're going to call this a wrap here. What do we got? Crude down $110. Here, let's go to let me just put it up in a daily here. in gold. There's nothing saying we're kind of trading it for bounces and that, but the whole scheme of things there is gold is going lower. And so, all right, always use a risk stop. You need something, get a hold of me, arp@nasdog.com. Thanks for watching. I always use a risk stop to stop the risk.